I'm Mike Caratonito coming to you here from Super Bowl 49 Media Day here on APN Sports. A little bit different of a setting. Last time the Super Bowl was here, it was out at Cardinal Stadium. But this time, with all the events being in downtown Phoenix, they decided to sell tickets to fans and have it at US Airways Arena. It was very crowded, a lot of personalities here, obviously a lot of great players here too as well. And Jeff Lowry and I are going to take you around the sights and sounds here from Super Bowl 49 Media Day.
I really think it's opportunity, and it's also, in this league, your first couple of years, you're trying to get as much game time experience as you can. That really helps you settle down and become a good football player. So early in the career, I was a special teams guy, and I understood that. I had a role on special teams that I embraced, and I was able to take that. When I first got here in 2009, I was on kickoff, return, punt return. My job was to do that well, and I did that to the best of my abilities. And then I slowly had another opportunity to play on defense. And the more things that you can do, and the more valuable you are in other areas like special teams and playing defense, the more things you're going to have on your plate.
Back in 2002, you played for Coach Minnick at Joliet.
Yeah.
You won a national championship. He's down at Arizona Western. I mean, starting at the junior college level and your journey now, obviously playing in a Super Bowl, what was that like for you there?
Well, it was a very humbling experience. Going to practice and playing on some non-grass and wearing my own pads and driving, 30 miles a day back and forth to get to school and then practice. It was very humbling, and it just really helped me get to where I'm at now. And that's just being mentally strong and understanding that if you have a goal and you have something that you want to attain, then you got to go through the rough spots to get to the top.
And how was playing for Coach Minnick? What was he like then?
Yeah, he was. Great coach. He called me Robbie. He calls me Robbie to this day. So, he's just a very good coach. He was my D-line coach my first year, and I was again happy to have stopped there on my way.
And then lastly, because obviously a lot of junior college players get the slight of maybe they didn't have the grades or they were lazy in high school. This day and age has changed, but in you playing there at that time, I know you said, it was humbling in the opportunity, but what did you take lesson-wise with you from playing there going forward into where you're at now?
Just, like I said before, if you want to get to where you need to be, you have to do it. If 2 weeks into it, I didn't feel like it was the right thing for me, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So it's just going after something that you want real bad and continuing to go after it. And, I was able to get where I wanted. So, and that was through not accepting the word no.
I feel like the fact that I came in the league undrafted is not, it's not depending on the caliber like player that I am. I feel like a lot of teams feel that I can play football. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm here now, it just says wonders of how good things have gone for me since I've been in this league. I've had my ups and downs, but right now I'm on the up and up.
I've been watching,
junior college football was like high school football to me.
Harden's a good athlete.
I was the best player in the country in junior college.
I can't speak Spanish, but
it was easy. College football was easy too. I feel like I didn't get to my level of football until I got in the league.
James, you played junior college ball at Coffeyville. Now on the biggest stage, obviously at the Super Bowl. But playing junior college ball, you always hear maybe guys have that stigma or a chip on their shoulder. Did you use that as motivation? And how rewarding is it to be here right now, taking that road?
Oh, it's great to be here right now. But no, I didn't have a chip on my shoulder. I just wanted to be as good as I can and playing football because I love it.
And then your time at Coffeyville, obviously they've had a pretty powerhouse team in Kansas in the Jayhawk Conference. What was that like for you, starting your road and playing, college football and then headed to the pros?
Yeah, it was great. I learned a lot from those coaches over there. They helped me a lot transitioning to playing at Alabama. So, I mean, it was a really good experience for me.
I mean, you go from obviously big crowds there at Coffeyville, but even huger crowds, you said at Alabama. I mean, what's that whole transition been like? And now playing obviously for the 12th man up in Seattle.
Man, it's amazing. It's a blessing to be able to play at big time schools and playing in the Super Bowl. So it's great.
What about guys like LeGarrette Blount and Rob Ninkovich? You started at the junior college level to make it to this level. Other hurdles they had to clear. What does it say about their careers and where they come?
I think more motivation. I mean, even Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick, right? I think more to Blunt's motivation is what happened to him week 11. When he was cut by the Pittsburgh Steelers and they didn't think he was good enough. And whether he was a distraction or whatever the case may be. And he went on to have those last 5 weeks or whatever, a huge impact on the Patriots' success. And now he's in the Super Bowl. So that's motivation for anybody, to prove people that you are a certain type of player and what you bring to the table.
And then obviously with the Super Bowl and Media Day and everything, I know players, you guys always say you want to treat it as a different game, but the more you've been here, I guess the easier it is. But at the same time, with all this going on, how tough is it as a player just to view it as the next game up?
It's tough. I mean, there's a lot of things pulling at you as players. The extracurricular, the media, everything's on a larger scale. Family, and it's what you play your whole career for. There's nothing to say you're going to get back to this point. So when you talk about being at the Super Bowl, you try to hone in and focus, but it is a Super Bowl. You want to have some fun. You also want to enjoy it, but you got to keep in perspective it's a business trip. And if you don't win, nobody cares. So you can do everything you want to do if you win the game.
I cover junior colleges, and there are quite a few players in this game that play junior college ball. I mean, as a former coach, when you look at guys, I know they always say like the proverbial chip on their shoulder, or maybe they were slighted for playing junior college, but when you're looking at players that went that road, I mean, do you kind of put that in your evaluation?
When we prepare for the draft, or we're watching at the combine, and we that's part of the information. We know that he played at, Butte Junior College, or we know that. You might ask, why did you go to junior college? Because there are different reasons for going to a community college, right? Sometimes guys haven't had the grades, right? Sometimes guys didn't get recruited to the schools that they wanted to be recruited to. Sometimes guys haven't developed quite yet. They're maybe younger. They need a couple of years of maturing, and then they think they're going to get more, more heavily recruited in 2 years, more ready to do this. There's a lot of reasons. Some, and there are a lot of good reasons. So the junior college kids, one of the good things about it is they get to play at an early age rather than sit the bench sometimes. And so it's part of the evaluation. We know that they have, which ones have gone to JC. But the next question is why? Why'd you do that instead of go to a 4-year school? Who recruited you? Who offered you a scholarship? Well, I only got one Division II offer, or you know what I mean?
So you wouldn't really hold it, against a player if he didn't like his offers?
Not at all. I mean, if a guy wanted to stay closer to home and his only offer was across the country, or he got hurt his senior year, only played 5 games, and he didn't have the attention that some guys get. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons, and you'd like to know the reasons, but you certainly don't hold it against them.
Well, as the craziness of Media Day wraps up, now the players get focused on the game, and a former junior college player is going to come out of here with a Super Bowl ring. And talking to former players and coaches, it is going to be one heck of a week and an accomplishment for whoever wins the game. For APN Sports, I'm Mike Caratanudo.